Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Kat and on my channel we get cozy and we play The Sims. We are continuing the Newcrest build series where I revamp the town and fill every single lot. This is episode 3. So we're back in Newcrest and we are at the Comfy Cubby lot, which is the lot that's right next to the last house that we did. It is the same size as our Charming Craftsman, which I believe it's like a 20 by 15 if I remember, so very small, but I decided to do a tiny home. I think I ended up falling into the tier 3, the small home category. I tried very hard to do a tiny home, but it's actually really difficult. But this turned into more of a modern home. I've surprisingly, which is sarcasm, have never done a modern home before. But I was looking at inspiration for just like tiny homes or like small homes, and I saw quite a few like modern tiny homes come up. So I figured I would give it a try. I actually really like how it turned out. It's not my typical style at all, but I thought it was pretty cool when I was done with it. I was really proud of it. So I did turn the top floor or like the top room into like a skylight room, which I thought was really cool. So when the moonlight is coming in at night, I think it looks so cool. I would love to have a room like this, just looking out at the stars. Obviously, like when the sun rises, it would be very bright in the morning, but definitely worth it. Modern homes always have these like humongous windows, and whoever lives there just must not care about privacy because they always have these massive windows. But I do love massive windows for the natural light that comes in. I'm a huge natural light person. It just makes me feel more awake and not closed off from the world. We had this apartment. It was our last apartment before we bought a house, and it had no windows. It had like 3 windows, and so it was very dark in there all the time. Whereas our first apartment together had a ton of windows, and there was always natural light. So I definitely like natural light. Our home has a decent amount of natural light, so I'm not mad about it. It definitely has more than 3 windows. So I just love the natural light, opening the curtains. It makes me feel awake and alive and not a vampire. But I did go for these like browns and blacks. At first I put the bottom floor as white, but something about it was just like not right to me, so I do end up changing it into a black swatch instead. And this fireplace here is actually a faux fireplace. It's not actually a fireplace. I was trying to use the inspo photo and it kind of had something like that, which is why I added it. But there ended up not really being any space on the inside of the home for a fireplace. I actually don't know if there are any 1-tile fireplaces. If there are, I'm sure there are. I feel like I've seen them, but they're not in any of the packs I own. So if I had a 1-tile fireplace, I would have put a real fireplace in that spot. But I only have packs that have 2 tiles. So it's unfortunate, but if you download this build and you have a pack that has a 1-tile fireplace, then by all means add one. I'm sure you could make it work in there. I just unfortunately didn't have any. So the fireplace is more of just like a exterior decoration, nothing more than a tall square wall. I was trying to give the house some dimension just with the little balcony there and the faux fireplace. I feel like before I've started my build journey, a lot of my houses didn't have a lot of dimension, so I am trying to focus on that as well, just making every build very different and just more realistic, because a lot of houses are not just like big squares, which is ironic because this house is kind of a square. But it has some dimension to the square. But it is funny because I see the 3 houses I've made so far, and I know that I said this in my last video, but they are so different. Like, they do not look like they belong in the same neighborhood at all. But that is kind of my goal here, is to make sure that every build I'm doing is just really different, to kind of expand my horizon as far as what I'm building and learning to build. So it is just funny to look down the street and see my very, very different builds. But it's been a lot of fun, and I can confidently say I've never built anything like any of these so far. So it's been a great learning experience, and I'm excited to see what else I choose to try. But I'm adding some landscaping here. I thought this was really cute. I try to keep it kind of simple and just put it on the corners of the little porch that we have going on. Nothing too crazy, but just to add some foliage and some color to the house. I kind of ended up kicking myself because in the end, you'll see that I try to make the porch a little bit smaller, and so I think I end up extending the home by like one tile, and I have to like redo all of the foliage and all of like the inside. So that's a lot of fun. You'll see that at the end. But I decided that it was just hard to work with on the inside because it was so tiny, and I thought that the porch was maybe just a little bit too big. So you'll see that at the end, but I think it ended up turning out pretty well and really cute. So it was just funny when I was building this house because I built it so quickly. Like I built it in like an afternoon, and I was like, wow, like I'm gonna be done with this video so quick, like I'm gonna be able to start editing it tomorrow. And then at the end I ended up moving all of that stuff, and it took me a whole, like I think I had to work on it the whole next, not the whole next day, but like into the next day, which was funny because yeah, I'm a perfectionist, what can I say? But a little off topic while I work on the landscaping here is the fact that we just got burglars in The Sims 4. I'm so excited about it. I actually haven't played. I did play a little bit the other day to do the 25th birthday like rewards event that they have going on. I wanted to make sure I got all of those rewards, so I was working on that a little bit. I got caught up on that, but that was before we had the burglars, and they just added them, I want to say 2 days ago, so as of my recording this obviously. But I am super excited to have the burglars again. I don't know if I will keep the feature on or not. Maybe. I definitely at first I just want to see how it goes, because obviously for all of us who used to play the older Sims games, having the burglars is like PTSD a little bit. Like I remember being a kid and just being like distraught that this random burglar came in my house after and it's like, oh, and I feel like that was like a thing, like always when you buy a brand new item is when it used to trigger it, a burglar to come. And so I would have bought like my first stove or like my first TV or couch or whatever, and here comes the music of doom and the burglar coming to steal all my brand new stuff that my sim was just able to afford. So I think we all have like a similar experience, which I think is so funny, but I'm excited to try it out. I saw online that they have like a lot of new interactions and new features. Like if you have cats and dogs, like the dog will chase the robber away and stuff like that. So I think that's really exciting that they kind of incorporated the other packs into this new feature. So I'm super excited to try it out and see how it goes. Also, Businesses and Hobbies is coming out next week as of this recording, and I'm super excited to get it and play. I am gonna do a little playthrough of maybe a challenge or something, so we'll have to check out both the expansion pack and the burglars at the same time. I wonder if the burglars can like rob your business, because if it's on the same lot as your house, I wonder if they can also like go into your business and rob your business. Like obviously not the money, but like if you have like display cases or like your pottery wheel or your tattoo table or whatever, like I wonder if they can also go in there and steal your stuff from your business. That would be very interesting. So stay tuned for some gameplay. I am so excited to dive in. My mind has like been reeling with all the ideas of what I want to do, so I'm super pumped about it. But now you can see I've moved on to the inside of the home. It is quite a small floor plan, and my mind just wanted to do a little bit of a platform. Now, would it have made more sense to not do a platform space-wise to make it work better? Sure. Did I do that? No. I wanted to make it hard on myself and do a platform, but I think it's really cute. I like the separation. I will say, this was probably the most difficult part, was trying to get everything to fit, especially in the living room. Like I couldn't fit a TV at first. All I could fit was like just the couch and like a chair. You'll see I'll put down a like coffee table, and like that wouldn't even really fit. I ended up deleting that because there just really wasn't enough room. And then I ended up play testing it when I was done, and for some reason my sim could not sit on the couch. Like, she kept saying that things were in the way, even though there was literally like nothing in front of it. I would assume it has to do with the way the platform is, but she couldn't sit on the piece of couch that didn't have an arm to it. Like, I had to add the piece of couch that had the arm and then she could sit on it. It didn't make any sense to me, but I changed it to where it is functional for you guys if you decide to download it. So you'll see in the screenshots at the end that I did change it a little bit just with moving the build out one tile. I did have to move the furniture around just so that it fit the space better, and obviously with my sim not being able to sit on the couch, I did have to kind of change that a little bit as well, but there will be screenshots at the end to show you what the final product ended up looking like. But I did go with a green theme in the kitchen. I obviously had to use this tile from the base game update, the backsplash there with the subway tile in the green swatch, and the base game update cabinets with the green swatch. It's just so beautiful. I love that color. And I paired it with the tile from, I want to say that's For Rent. That tile is one of my faves. I use it in almost every build. It's just so pretty. I love it so much. I will try to get out of these habits, you guys. I feel like I get fixated on certain build items or like swatches or whatever, and I just gravitate towards them every single time. I promise eventually I will get tired of these base game counters and the For Rent tile. I can't help myself. It's just so perfect, and it works in so many different types of builds. So eventually I will gravitate elsewhere. Something I noticed that I do a lot is size down the items. I don't know why. I just feel like everything is like really, really big. Like all of the lights I find are really big. Like the little pepper jar there I thought was really big. Even the little milk carton. I don't know. Everything just seems like too big to me. Is that just me? I don't know. I end up sizing down a lot of my like decor. Everything just seems too big for the most part. But that's something that I notice that I do a lot. But I really love how this kitchen turned out. I think it's super cute, and I cluttered it up just enough to make it look lived in and used, but there's still enough space for your sim to be able to prep food and serve food and things like that. Now, I tried very hard. You can even see off in the corner there that I had a little like chair and a table for like a dining area. However, I could not find anywhere to fit it. So there unfortunately is not a dining area, but I did try to fit one. It was just, it's a small home, so there just really wasn't enough room. Again, that's why I think I kind of like kicked myself for wanting to do the platforms, because maybe I could have made it work if I didn't do the platforms, just because it does cut off some of the space. But I don't know, I still like how it turned out. But if you really wanted to, you could probably get rid of the platform and add a little dining area. But I figured your sims can sit on the couch and eat. A lot of people do that these days anyway. And then the bathroom was pretty simple. I did do all like these black features, and again with the green tile just to kind of tie it in with the rest of the green in the house. But I really like this shower glass, which is from the Love Struck pack. I believe the shower head faucet is also from the Love Struck pack. So I really like those. I like the open shower concept, especially in these like more modern homes. I don't really know how well those types of showers would work in real life. I feel like there would be a ton of water everywhere, and obviously privacy wouldn't be a very big thing, which I guess a lot of homes have like glass shower doors and things like that, so privacy really isn't a concern when you're in the bathroom like with door closed. I don't know, it just seems not practical, I guess. But I do like how it looks in Sims, and in The Sims, practicality is not really a thing. And then I just put a few decorations, a little bit of clutter, the toothbrushes and the soap and things like that, the little shelf on the wall here, and the infamous bathroom paintings that I will probably choose every single time. I don't know why, they just are the perfect bathroom like photos to me. But I did size them down and put all three and kind of line them up. I thought that looked really cute. So not too much to the bathroom, pretty simple. Added, you know, the usual toilet paper and a little sconce up there next to the mirror and a bathroom rug, just the essentials. And then I did end up going back and adding the bathrobes and kind of moving all of those paintings up. I love the bathrobes. I think that's such a nice touch. It just makes it like that's just so fancy to have your bathrobe on a towel knob in your bathroom. Is that uncommon? I don't have that. I don't think I've ever had that. It seems fancy to me. Probably just because I don't have one, but that's like peak luxury. A bathrobe in the bathroom on a hook. Wow, fancy. But the entryway, I didn't put too much just because it is kind of like the walkway to get up to the ladder to go up onto the second floor, and also to get to the bathroom. But I did do my usual coat rack and my light switches, and then I did add this big gallery wall of the photos there. I kind of imagined these people like have their big, well, it's not big, but they have their fancy modest modern home and they have traveled a lot, so that's just a big collection of all the different places that they've traveled to. Maybe these people are a bit affluent. But my favorite part of this build is probably the bedroom, because I just love the way the light comes in. It just looks so beautiful at all time of the day, like when the sun is out, at night when the moonlight is in there. It just looks so beautiful. I would love to have a room like this. It's very peaceful. But I did add just a few essentials. We've got our bed and a dresser and a mirror. And then I do add a little paint easel. I just picture these people like very like artsy and traveling and just affluent. Like I said, I don't know. So maybe they decided to invest their funds in traveling and seeing the world instead of a huge fancy home. Like this home is still very nice, but it's modest and kind of small and like just good enough for when they come home in between their travels. And I added the little fairy lights. Those are also from the Love Struck pack. Oh, look at that. It's just so beautiful at night with the moonlight coming in, and then you have your little fairy lights on the wall. I just love that so much. It just looks so peaceful. Like I would do so many creative things like journaling and painting and lots of sleeping. But I really love how this bedroom turned out. It's very like luxurious. I can't speak today, you guys. This is so off topic, but I feel like my brain is like such mush this week for some reason. Like work has been kind of crazy and I did not have the best day yesterday. Everything just was like not going the way I wanted it to go, which is like fine because everybody has those kinds of days. But I went to have a cup of coffee because I also had a headache and I was like, oh, maybe it's because I haven't had any caffeine. And I go to pick a mug, and picking a mug kind of just like sets the vibe, right? So I have this favorite mug of mine and I never use it because it's my favorite and I don't want to ruin it. And so I was having a not so great day, so I decided to use said mug and I put it on the little ledge of my Nespresso machine and I stepped away for 1 second to go grab my creamer, right? My favorite mug fell off the Nespresso ledge because it's not wide enough, fell off the counter onto the ground and shattered. I was so upset. It was like one of those days where like you're not having a great day, and so you choose your favorite mug to make you feel a little bit better and then it breaks. So that was fun, but it's all good. So that was my not so short story about how my week was going, but it's okay. The week ended and it's now the weekend and I am enjoying a cozy night in playing Sims, which is exactly where I want to be. So now we are moving on to the outside of the house. This is almost where I decide to change the porch to be a little bit smaller. I was putting all this furniture and like plants outside and was like, this just seems a little bit too big, and I realized that I could probably make the inside just slightly bigger by making the porch smaller. So I will be doing that momentarily, but first I did put some outdoor furniture, just a couch and a little chair, so your sim has somewhere to enjoy the sun that comes from that direction in Newcrest. You know, people sleep on Newcrest. Is it a little bit boring? Yeah, but I also think it's just like a clean slate. it's completely empty. There's nothing on there. It also has, I'm pretty sure, the most lots, or it has a very significant amount of lots. So I'm enjoying making it what I want it to be. And I think the lighting in Newcrest is really, really good. I haven't really paid attention to the other worlds, and I will have to when we start exploring other worlds. But so far, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with Newcrest because I like obviously never play in it because it's completely empty. So never judge a world by its blank slate. But here I go, ruining all of my work. I'm just kidding. I didn't ruin it, but I did. I was like so close to being done, and I was just like, let me just mess with it. And then I did have to like rearrange everything. So you can see here, this is when I decided that I wanted to extend the house by 1 tile and make the porch a little bit smaller, because as I was decorating it, it just felt a bit too big. And then by doing that, I did have to redo the landscaping and fix the furniture on the inside, which was fine. It just obviously took me some time to fix that. So I still think it turned out really well. I just did have to rearrange that. So in honor of owning my building mistakes and like learning, I did keep all of this in. I could have cut it out, but I am trying to show that I'm not just this big fancy builder yet. I'm trying to, you know, come up, start somewhere not great, but end up somewhere much better, hopefully. So I think it'll be funny to come back to these and be like, wow, I have improved, and that is the goal. So I like leaving my mistakes in. For the most part, I will edit some of them out, but I have enjoyed keeping them in because I do feel like it just add some realism to my content. Like, it's not all like pristine and perfect and very, I don't know, social media these days, as I'm sure a lot of you know, it's very edited and just perfect, and that's not how life is, and that's not how building in The Sims is, especially when you're someone like me and you're just starting out. So hopefully it adds some quality to my content, watching me make some mistakes and knowing that I am learning and practicing, and hopefully we'll be getting better over time. And I am by no means calling anybody out. I love the Sims community so much, and I am saying this mostly for myself because coming back to YouTube, something I wanted to make sure that I do is just stay really, really true to myself. I don't want to be someone I'm not, and I feel like it's kind of easy to fall into if you don't have the right mindset about it. So I'm just trying to keep my own head on straight about it and keeping my mistakes in, and just like showing even myself that like I'm by no means perfect and I'm 100% okay with that. And I don't know, I just feel like that's something that I would like to see in a creator, so I'm just trying to stay as true to myself as I can. So hopefully that comes across, hopefully you guys can see that and appreciate that as well. So I'm just kind of rearranging things on the inside, adding more furniture to kind of extend the home along with the extra tile that I gave it. And you can see I did have to like rearrange the living room and kind of change up the platform a little bit as well. I was having trouble getting the stairs to work, so it's a little bit different now, but I still think it turned out really well. And then because I did this, I did end up having room to put a TV. It really worked out because I did not think I was going to have any entertainment really for your sim. So I'm glad I was able to put a TV in there, and I think it fits pretty perfectly. So now that I've kind of rearranged most of the house to fit the extra space, I'm kind of just putting some last minute touches and adding a few things that disappeared, because when I extended it by a tile, a lot of the things I had like on the shelves and on the counters, they like disappeared, so I had to add them back to the build. When I'm done with a build, I usually look around and see if there's anything last minute that I want to add, like the doormat here and any plants or extra things. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, adding a doormat to the home and a couple of plants on the outside and things like that to kind of spruce up the exterior. Adding my light switches, which I always try to remember to do. I just love that. It's the little things in life, you guys. Like the light switches and the ceiling fans. It's just the little things that they've added that I love it so much. It's just things that I like wouldn't think about, but now that we have them, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. So now that I've finally corrected my last minute change here, I finally moved on to the backyard, and I actually spent a good amount of time trying to use the terrain tool, like the elevation terrain tool, and tried to make like a little fire pit. I don't know why before I put the fire pit down I thought it was so much smaller than this, and this is a bonfire. It actually is a bonfire. It's massive. So it didn't work out. I ended up just flattening it again, but don't worry, I will be attempting to use the terrain tools at some point. I would love to do a split level home. I would love to do like going down to the basement. So I will be testing out my skills here soon, and I have a feeling it's going to be an even worse struggle than the roofing. But again, it's all part of the learning process. But I did add a little bonfire here. It's not little. I did add a bonfire here in the backyard. I thought that was a nice touch, just very chill. I would love to hang out by a fire in my backyard, and just some gardening patches and a little bird feeder, just some outdoor things for them to do, outdoor activities. Because the lot is so small, I mean, you probably could fit a pool. You could probably fit a decent amount of things there just because the house is so tiny. It's a decent sized backyard, honestly. But that is pretty much it for this build. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love how it turned out. It's so cute. I love how the light comes in through the home, through the big modern windows, and of course the skylight that I put at the top. It's not even a skylight, it's like an entire sky ceiling, but I am obsessed with that bedroom. I think it is so cute. It would be so fun to just look up at the stars and fall asleep to the stars over you. I love that so much. So let me know what you guys think about the build down below. I'm excited to see what you guys think. This build will be available in the gallery. I don't use any mods or custom content. I only use bb.moveobjects on. So if you don't have any mods or you don't have any custom content, this build is perfect for you. I try to stay pretty true to the game outside of the move objects on cheat. And my gallery ID is the same as my YouTube name. It's just CozyKatPlays, and that is cat with a K. So let me know if you download the build. Let me know what you guys think, how I did, what you like about it. Constructive criticism is also welcome. Your girl is learning, so you guys, I'm sure, could give me some pretty good tips. But I hope you enjoy the screenshots, and I hope you enjoy the video. If you feel inclined, it would be wonderful if you would subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, stay tuned for more. Businesses and Hobbies is probably already out by the time of me posting this, so I am going to attempt a little playthrough. You can definitely check that out as well, and of course I will be continuing the Newcrest series build. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.